Oh, buying the camper, think you've got everything right. You've got everything you need because you spent the time and you found the perfect camper for you. Well, guess what? A year in, you realize this is a real pain. I've got to do something to make this better. That's what we're going to talk about. A couple of easy mods that I've done to this one. One not so easy, but very effective. Let's get into it. One of the best things that I've done, and I've seen some other people do this since I've done it. I'm sure I'm not the first one that has done this, but I added my Blackstone right here. So now I'm gonna and of course what that was originally was a pull-out burner. I've still got the burner somewhere, but kind of awful. Didn't even like the thing, didn't like cooking on it. It was just in the way. So now I've got a Blackstone. The greatest part about putting this Blackstone here is it's level. I don't ever have to worry about leveling it. As long as I can level my camper, my Blackstone, my cooking surface is now level. That's important. Of course, this refrigerator is not custom, but having this outside is a must. Second thing, you can see right here, these didn't come with a light. There's no light in this area. The light that comes with this up there, you know, it's off to the side. A lot of times I'm cooking, it's dark. So I've added this light. Cool thing about that is, while I would rather have a battery powered or something I can turn on at any time, I can take the cord right here, plug it in, and if for some reason there's any wind or anything, I can still hold that door open. I mean, the storage, this thing's really great. The storage for such a small camper. Build quality is pretty solid. Again, you got pass through at the bottom here, and I shove it full. This is an important one. I don't even know why they offer these jacks not turned this way, but check this out. Why would you have the jack turned here where no one can open a tailgate? It is absolutely ridiculous to me. Yeah, so pretty simple thing. I had to drill a hole and tap the head of this thing. All it is a drive motor. It doesn't have any force up and down, so as long as you stop it in place, it's good. Another thing that I use a lot of, I put quick connects on everything. So when I pull my hose out, you can see I've got a quick connect here, quick connect here. Hose comes straight out the top into here. Really holds quite well, and that way I can use that. The other side I've attached at the end. Quick connect on my filter. Quick connect to my regulator, both sides. Quick connects on my hoses. This absolutely makes hooking everything up a breeze. They don't leak either, so you don't have that gasket, that constant worry about the gasket. I am looking for better ways to store the hose. I don't like having to have it rolled up like this. I really want to find a hose reel or something I can put underneath this thing, just pull it out so everything stays hooked up. One thing about the modifications I'm doing, I'm trying to make everything more efficient as I'm going. Now, the skirting on these things is pretty bad. That thin aluminum. So I had one on the back side here where the skirting ripped up a little bit. So I had to do some minor surgery to repair it. You can kind of see it down here. Yeah, so if you can see, there's a rip right there. Well, on the back side, it's all riveted up. You notice this. So this is probably one of my favorite mods that I've done to this. There was no door there when I bought this camper. All right, that was just an open space right next to where the dump is. Now, I put this slam latch. I've got that little shelf for my hoses. Now, I have not put something to hold that up, but this does a couple things. One, now that this door's here, I can easily get to my valves, two empty. I pull the hose after I've cleaned it. I set it right in there. It's all right next to it. Now I may get a sewer hose storage tube to put here underneath so I don't have the hose there. Big thing to remember is you have to have a little bit of structure though. That aluminum siding is not going to hold. So I actually took a piece of sheet metal, 16 gauge, gutted it so it was just basically a structure, and then riveted everything to that structure and added a little bit of silicone to kind of have a glue and keep some of the vibration down so the aluminum doesn't crack and tear. One of the worst things about aluminum is it's very susceptible to tearing. I like the use of aluminum. I liked it as a build, but I do not like the fact that it is very easy to tear it. Once you get a hole in it, it continues to tear. And there's only a few ways to fix that and stop that tear. One thing I did, and partially because I made a screw up, is remove this ladder. So I do have a walkable roof, but I've removed my ladder because honestly they're really weak. I don't like the aluminum pieced together ladders. I just think they're junk. So if I put one back on it, I will fabricate an aluminum ladder and bolt to the rear rather than the pieced together with little standoffs that, you know, not good. If you want to see a really nice ladder, look up a Brinkley. They have a real ladder in them. So let's go inside and see. There's not a lot I've done in here, but the things I did do, I think are important. If you have a Murphy bed in yours, it's going to have latches, and this one had latches, but they were like extremely small. It had one set of, oh, right there. Matter of fact, you can see the originals. The one here and down here, and it had just one single little. It constantly bent and would get hung because it had a loop so that it would vibrate into this, and then you could barely get your finger. It was a real pain. Anybody that has them know what I'm talking about. The second thing is they just had holes drilled in the side here. Well, you know, that's a pretty good gap. So what I've done is I took some polyethylene, machined that, just kind of squared it off, put 2 screws to hold it in the side here. Now this goes all the way through the polyethylene into the wood, but as you can see, that gives me very solid. A little bit of work going on in here, so forgive me for this, but something that's important is, you know, you have shelves, but you can't set stuff on shelves in this thing. So, you know, my wife has got things like these baskets. It's enough that these little baskets, again, we've not had any problem. These are also behind the slide, so if you do this, make sure you check in case something did kind of slide out. You don't want to rip your trim off. But these work pretty great for it. Same thing, we put some of these plastic containers with shelving inside of here. Everything sits in a container, so there's nothing really on the shelf other than the larger items that can be. I hear a lot of people complain about 12-volt refrigerators. Ours has been phenomenal. I'm sure everybody has seen these. These are 100% not an RV thing, but man, they're not an RV. They're not an RV specific item. You can get them on Amazon. I found these years ago on or other, and I've seen everybody using them since. Great investment. In the bathroom, not a lot in here. I did upgrade And anybody that knows this showers, the Oxygenics shower head, because the shower heads that come in these things, it's kind of like taking a shower while a dog's peeing on your back. Next thing to improve in this bathroom, this. Definitely want to improve that one. These things are just, they kind of suck. I want the one that actually sucks. We had a 36-foot diesel pusher before this smaller Keystone, I think it's 23 foot. The fan in the bathroom, you could literally feel it suck the door closed when it would come on. This one, I'm not sure that it takes air out of it. It's kind of a fan in front of where it should be. Guys, what I'd really like to hear is, what are some of the things that you've done to your camper that makes it better? Oh, there's something. This isn't really me doing a mod. It's more of a must-have kind of thing. Can't even see him, I'm sure. The snap-on jack pads, much better. Now, you can go buy the $120 set, the main brand. Feel free. But Vever had all four for 30 bucks. Quality is every bit as good on those. That's not something that you're going to have to worry about quality with. Get the cheaper ones. I highly recommend that. Another thing that I have modified. So I have 2 lithium batteries in this, in parallel. I feel that's the complaint with the 12-volt refrigerators. I heard one guy say they last 6 months. I've 3 years. Shut my mouth about that, and I've heard a lot of people talk about them lasting, but people don't seem to understand they have to upgrade their battery if you're going to run 12-volt items without being hooked to electrical. So I really don't get that one. So upgraded to, I think I put 2 100 amp hour lithium batteries on it, and I've got small solar. That's enough to kind of keep it maintained most of the time. We also have a dual fuel 4500 watt Champion inverter generator that we'll take to supplement if we're camping without hookups. Guys, that's it. Short video this week. Hope this is something that does good for you. I hope you enjoy it. Give me some ideas for more important things. There are some things I've got planned. It's a slow process. What can I say?